So now that it's just us kids, welcome to a rare and vintage Drambuie tasting, courtesy of David T. Smith.
The great international gin chap.
Yep.
So we'll be recording this for the podcast, hopefully.
Oh,
It's a good pop.
There's your pop.
You did that whole little post just on the pop.
So we're going to begin with the base expression.
It's a snowflake
Is that what's on the, is that
on
what's
the lid. Yeah.
It's not a clover or something from Scotland?
Don't you cook this on me.
No.
Snowflake?
You're sharing.
We're directionally.
Oh, I've been only one on the last one.
I know it's much regret.
Ruined it all.
Okay.
Where's the mics?
Now, don't wave at anything, because that thing takes a wave as the opportunity to track your face.
Hey.
All right,
Good
come
taste.
on.
All right.
Pour a little bit. Pass it on.
You don't have any drink today.
So this is good because
We're all
this
going
is
at David T. Smith speed, aren't we?
this is going to
That's
allow us
called
to get.
luxury speed.
Oh!
Eric Cossack's going to hit someone in it.
Yeah.
This is going to help us get all of the Malort out of our glasses.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got a
Well,
little mint on the nose.
We've been
No?
working hard.
Okay.
Taking care of business. Honeyed on the nose.
So as we taste this base expression, would you like to give us a basic rundown of Malort, David?
Drambuie.
Malort?
Yep. Sorry, Drambuie.
Keep rolling.
Keep rolling.
Edit that out.
I thought that was going to be edited in post. I thought you were going to do that.
There's going to have to be a lot of editing in post, I think.
Drambuie, a whiskey liqueur from an old recipe, no doubt. One of these things, you
How
know.
old?
Oh, from the time of James I.
Donkey's ears.
The original James.
Like 1980 then? Or
No, back.
it's really a legit old...
Yeah, centuries.
1745.
1745. Yeah. So, a mix, whiskey base and secret herbs and spices and honey.
Sweetened with a kiss of honey.
A little kiss of honey.
More than a kiss.
It was only
open
a
mouth
kiss.
kiss.
It was only a kiss.
How did we end up like this?
There we go.
End of a day.
So,
But yeah.
what would be the difference between this and like when we did the Benedictine before? Which is quite
That's a very good point.
good.
It's a very good
similar.
point.
Yes.
Thank you for helping us along with the way. So, Benedictine has a base of sugar beet alcohol, other than the Benedictine and brandy, which is a blend of Benedictine liqueur and
Sugar
brandy.
beet alcohol?
Sugar beet.
Yeah, this is not. Don't worry about this bit. This was last year. So, Benedictine has a base of sugar beet alcohol, apart from the B&B, which is then blended with the brandy, whereas Drambuie has a whiskey based out. This is the base spirit, and it's from Scotland, so it's Scottish whiskey.
Yep.
So like
Awesome.
a barley malt?
As long as it's Scotch, you're rocking and rolling. It could be grain, it could be malt, it could be.
Blend.
There you go.
You would presume this is some sort of blend.
I would think so. Yeah, I think that's where the base is. There's probably a little bit of single malt in there, but also maybe a blend of different malts. But ultimately, it's a blend of different whiskies.
Yeah.
That is then sweetened and then flavoured, essentially, with a number of secret botanicals. So here we go.
Initial impressions. It's an easy drinker.
It is
Yep.
Very
certainly
sweet.
honeyed. Anise
Yes.
Bit.
Anise or more fennel.
could be more fennel.
Could be anise. Anise
Yeah,
is
it
probably
could
more
be.
stable for transport.
Yeah, there's a touch of black licorice in that as well.
Yep.
But then there's also like gingerbread,
It's more gingerbready to me.
and there's those those German cookies called like Pfeffernuss or something like that have that sort of anise. They're very chewy. So that's in there. There's a lot of discussion because Drambuie has changed its bottle and that over the years. People are going, oh, has it changed its formula? Well, we're about to find out.
Would you use this in a cocktail? Would
Yes,
you
the
consume
rusty
this
nail.
The rusty
just
nail.
on-
The rusty nail.
This is the signature serve for Drambuie.
It is what it is. So it's typically 50-50 of Scotch and Drambuie. It kind of depends on
I
who you're
don't-
making it for, I think.
Exactly. I think.
And the Scotch whiskey, of course.
Right.
Make a difference.
Right.
But maybe it's a nice entry. If someone hadn't, Scotch whiskey, maybe not for me. 50-50 with Drambuie. A little bit of sweetness, a little bit of honey. Just throws them in.
On-ramp.
But then that rusty nail is as different as Scotch whiskey is different.
Yes.
You know, you do that with a Johnny Walker Red Label versus the new Johnny Walker Red Soul. That'll
Red
be different.
Soul,
Yeah, there you
yes.
go. Versus Lagavulin or
Right.
Lafroig or something like that. They're going to be very, very, very different. So.
And in that respect, it sort of plays the role as of the old fashioned for
exactly.
Scotch, kind of.
And that's kind of where, it's similar to the rusty nail is quite similar to the Benedictine in brandy in that it's the spirit mixed with a sweeter sort of but
Herbal
sympathetic liqueur
Yeah.
to make it a little bit more palatable for people. It's good for what ails you, and it's good on a cold winter night,
It is.
which they have many in the UK and in Scotland.
Right. Right. Very nice. What should we move on to now that we've tried
Let's
the
try the this other Drambuie,
This
which is modern-esque.
little one here?
This is the previous incarnation.
A different bottle shape.
Yeah, so this is probably about 4 or 5 years older than the current one that we're tasting, the one that we just tasted. I mean, the that first one, I think you could do a lot with that with pastry goods. You know, pancakes, pancake day, waffles,
Like a
drizzle, ice cream.
like a griddle.
Also,
Oh yeah.
good with an almond croissant.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
How bougie of you.
we
You're there.
I think almond is sympathetic to a lot in this.
That's true.
are in Tiburon, and there's a
You're
great
there.
almond croissant at the rustic bakery.
On a
right
Sunday
down the way.
brunch, what shall I have? I'll have a
Drambuie.
almond croissant and a Drambuie.
Yeah.
Served
could do
glass
worse.
on the rocks. You could do a lot worse. Go a lot worse.
So what's the ABV on this?
Oh, good question.
This is 40%.
Wow. So a little bit.
What was the first one?
Yeah.
Good question.
Also 40.
Right.
The mini tastes hotter to me.
Definitely a lot
Yeah.
more.
Less honeyed,
Yeah.
more anise,
Yeah.
more fennel,
I get
Less
more on the back of the palate.
a
Too.
lot less sweet.
I got a lot of like bubble gum fruitiness on the modern one, the contemporary, and whereas this slightly older one has less of that.
It's got a higher nose to me. Like it's more in the herbal incense adjacent kind of.
I mean, and this is not a derogatory term, but it is more fibery.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
it's more warming, at least.
it is more warming.
Dries the tongue a little bit more.
I think actually you could have some scotch, maybe a Glenmorangie 10, and some Drambuie. That'd be very nice.
Yeah.
Little- When you're out there on a rustic walk,
In the
Herding
Highlands.
sheep.
you're herding sheep. I think you might need something even more. You need a more than a flask.
I was
Big
thinking
job.
the Highlands, like out.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
if you're rambling,
Yeah.
you know, you're
Rambling
rambling,
man.
Right to ramble.
rambling in both
Ramble.
talk and walk. There you go.
Yeah, I like it.
So, sorry, Freddie. Sorry, Steph. I think that tastes different. But as they say, what's it that the people say now? These days? I'm happy to be proved wrong. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, I will say this. Either way, they're both very nice.
Yes.
You can, yeah, and actually, I do think the first one we tasted, which is the most modern incarnation, has the greatest application anyway. So whether they're different or not, whether it's time, it doesn't really matter because the latest one is dead tasty.
Yeah, I was. To be honest, I had a bit of trouble locating it on the shelf because
Been a big Drambuie rush.
well, no, not a hard time finding it, but literally a hard time recognizing the bottle because I'm used to looking for this style of Drambuie bottle.
Oh, yeah.
And-
So we got there's the current bottle, which is kind of gone back to what the old bottle looked like.
Yeah.
Which was with the red top and that, and then there's this sort of more funky,
Modern.
2010s style bottle.
It's a very millennial feeling bottle.
And then before that was a more traditional bottle, which I know a lot of people, including myself, decant their Drambuie into because they like the old school one. And that is more like what is the new one. So they've obviously moved back.
Yep.
Interesting fact for you. Drambuie featured in the James Bond film Diamonds Are Forever.
Yeah.
There you go.
And an episode 2 of The In-Betweeners in the UK.
Oh, it is episode, yeah. They get a bottle of Drambuie for £10 if they leave the shop within the next 5 minutes. Drambuie and beefeater gin, I believe, is what they get there.
And a plethora of crisps.
Ooh, that looked thick as it.
Yeah, so what we've got now is a vintage Drambuie. 70s or 80s is what I'm thinking for this.
This is exciting. I just seem to come out in a very
It's
luxurious.
Not quite
Viscous.
maple syrup, but
It's viscous.
yeah.
Who's that for?
I don't know.
Oh, the nose on this. Oh, it's got that
Elijah.
like almost brandy,
Yeah.
raisiny.
Yeah, it's got some funk.
So
to
how
it.
was Drambuie
Viscous.
consumed in the Bond film?
It's just
Yes.
on the side.
Oh, it's just yeah.
But they have Scotch whiskey, so I think that Tiffany Case.
He wasn't ordering it at a bar.
No, it was
He
on
was
the side, yeah.
just
Okay.
grabbing a bottle and gave himself a little.
Well, no, it was.
It was in the scene.
It was at Tiffany Case's house,
Yeah.
and it's the one where she comes in and she's a brunette, and then she goes off, and then she's a blonde, and then she comes back and she's a redhead. People that have seen the film will remember.
This
And
is,
she has a well-stocked bar, and one of the bottles is Drambuie.
This is astounding.
So it's all of more Scotch on the palate as well. That almond note again.
You're getting that slightly musky, sugary note, which is old booze,
Yeah.
and particular
musky.
old
It's
liqueurs.
It's not sweet. Like the first two we tried are sweet across the palate, but this
Sweet
is
and
like
clean, and this is 40, 50 years old.
Yeah.
And
This is like
and that's
old books.
and
Yeah.
that's what you get with the liqueurs.
musky old books. Yeah.
But it's interesting
A little bitter as well.
that you're getting that thickness. Well, I don't know whether
Herbal,
maybe
but still sweet.
I mean, the level's good. The level's good on it. So
Yeah.
I don't think that there's been
Wow.
a huge amount
Yeah.
of evaporation.
That is, and it's oily.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I think if we're going back to like the 70s, say, the balance of the whiskey that would have been the blend for the base would be different.
Yeah.
Probably a bit more malt,
Yep.
maybe more sherry cask potential influence, and also thinking that a lot of whiskey back then was less controlled with its condensers. So they were just taking off the water at whatever the temperature was. And you get that oilier texture. So if you drink like a 70s Johnny Walker or any 70s like blended Scotch, they tend to be quite oilier, and I think that comes through quite a lot on this.
I think of we've done at least 3 vintage and rare tastings now, and I think this is the most mind-blowing thing that we've tasted, for at least from my perspective. Difference from the base
Yeah.
expression. This
And
is
very
so different.
floral.
Yeah.
Very floral. It's got that sort of heather.
You can imagine in the
violet.
heather.
It is.
Oh,
I see
Wow, that's
Eric's
cool.
got his faraway look
It's
there.
almost like tar.
You can almost see
It's almost
Brigadoon.
like tar or like other flavors in there. It's
There's a
really
rummy element to
interesting.
it.
It's
There is
so
a
much
rummy
more-
element
saying
to it.
raisiny or almost.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
much
but
more
there's
complex.
like a spice thing that is almost like black pepper in the like flavor for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's some like real earthy spice.
Yeah.
Mixed in
Very
with all
earthy.
the heather and floral and
Yeah.
honey.
And this would
character.
also have been, and I'm not sure where it all sits now, but this would have been a time where Drambuie would have been part of a much smaller company. There's a huge amount of consolidation in the late 70s. So things, a lot of stuff changed, but this was before that time. So
Well, Like you mentioned the malt base or the whiskey base, you get much more of that in this than the first two.
Yeah.
The first two I just get honey, sweet, and sort of
Because I think, like back then, also people were just drinking it as a after dinner liqueur. Maybe they'd have a rusty now, but in the UK they wouldn't be having a rusty now with ice because we didn't have ice really. We had some, but you know,
you're not American.
Right.
you know.
Drinking ice all the time.
Yeah.
Cassia? Cassia? Something there that's just this earth and
That
spice.
chewy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a combination of castor and nutmeg, I think.
Yeah.
I was gonna say nutmeg, but it wasn't pure nutmeg, and it wasn't certainly not allspice.
yeah.
Nutmeg-ish
Ish.
But nutmeg,
and
cassia,
licorice again.
Licorice, yeah.
I think it's interesting because across the three, they all taste very different, but you can
Yeah.
see a chord
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
that flows between them.
This chord is very beautiful.
Yeah.
We now move on. So this is a bit of a funny one. This is the Drambuie Decanter. I think this is 80s. And it's just billed as normal Drambuie, but it came in a clear sort of decantery sort of
They
thing.
were
special-
upselling. The marketing
product.
team was upselling
very,
this.
very different.
But you can already tell.
It's
that
different in
that's-
colour,
There's a lot of colour.
it's different in taste.
and texture. There's a lot running it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Because you look how amber that is.
Yep.
Wow.
So I don't know a huge amount about this, but it's an interesting.
Go back to spice. Go back to almost orangey.
Yeah, this is much, much, much lighter.
Yeah.
As I said, I don't know the full details of this.
Gasoline on the nose too.
This almost feels like something that is more. And as I said, with every disclaimer that there might be, this is like my hypothesis. It tastes like a Drambuie that was made with neutral spirit.
Yeah, it's interesting.
They're not getting any of the complexity of, much of the complexity of the Scotch.
Back to that sweetness is much honeyer.
Yeah, lots of honey, lots of sweetness. Still a very nice product,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have that depth
At the very least,
that the others have.
Yeah.
all-grain whiskey at the very least.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe at least an all-grain whiskey.
That'll make a bit of sense of the colour difference as well. I know you're going to get a bit of light, but
Much, much lighter.
it's it's
Very
whiskey
floral.
background.
Very powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, very.
Parma violets again, earthy, bit of orange fruit, bit of rose, bit of talcum powder. That's yours for you.
You just shoot it in the mouth, talcum powder.
No, but you
Like
know,
that
it's
residual
in the
waste in the
air.
air.
I've
Residual
never
in the air.
tasted the talcum.
You know, you don't.
Yeah.
You know, you take
You
your
don't lick
bum.
the top of
you
it, you just, like when it's upset, it goes everywhere.
don't have baby seeds
So-
in your skin. You got
and,
it.
I've shot a little on my shoes every now and again.
So in our previous conversation, we talked about how much ingredient, like the variations in your core botanicals,
Yeah.
can play in the. And it'd be really interesting. Obviously, we probably don't have any of this information, but did they have similar challenges over time with sourcing of botanicals and having to, vary the recipe?
Possibly,
and-
but I think a lot of their stuff is locally sourced, so there might still
Okay.
be issues. This also seems a lot hotter to me.
Yeah.
The alcohol's more aggressive.
This is a base. I think this is what I'm noticing more is base spirit differences
Yeah.
in these.
I think that would be more of the problem if you couldn't get the base that you wanted.
I do think that is an interesting point, Eric, where it's like they're not running these ingredients through a GC to make sure they're all at the same level. These are older spirits, so they're just buying things from some source and they're trying to do the best they can and use the same amount, but there's going to be natural variation in all
If
of
it's not
those
been
things.
aged in any barrels, it's not going to have that sort of rounding of the
Well, yeah.
cask, is it?
So those were, on the face of it, four products that were basically meant to be the same.
Yes.
Not quite, but
Interesting to know people's preference.
I really like the first one.
The first
current
one's
Drambuie
strong.
is good.
It's good.
It's between that and the vintage. I mean, the
Vintage.
The first
You're
one.
always going to always like a vintage, but yeah, not the decanter. And like, can we put the two bottles together up so people can see the difference in colour?
Yeah.
So the lighter one is the decanter, sort of 80s, and then, but I'm not I've not really ever found out where this decanter's from. I'm not sure. I don't think that this is something that was sold in the UK. I think it was like an airport job. So we now
And
move
the
on.
marketing upsell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something a little bit more executive. This is the Drambuie 15-year-old. Ooh. Which, if you hadn't guessed from the name, has at least 15-year-old whiskey as the base.
There you go.
This is a sort of time in the, it was around about 2010 where people were like, let's get premium.
Yeah.
And that's what they were trying to do. Trying to get fancy with everything.
Okay.
Ooh.
This is almost sending me back to the Benedictine.
And again, more in the style of that mix of whiskey with the liqueur kind of thing going on.
It's a lot more
Yeah.
licorice on the nose.
Yeah, but that malt really comes through.
I mean, it's malt.
Yeah.
That's the thing with this. Yeah, I think it's a judgment because it was a good price as well. It's about 45 quid a bottle.
Oh, that's not bad at all for 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can inflation adjust
Wow.
it, but like it's good.
It's really good.
It's a higher ABV as well.
Now, this brings me to ask about where Drambuie is made specifically, and if there is a regional style of whiskey that is employed.
Where's the Drambuie
It does say
brand
the Isle of Skye.
ambassador, a historian?
This is where we put up the music.
It says on the bottle, Isle of Skye liqueur.
3 hours later.
Well, so now that we're
Is that a
inspecting the back
SpongeBob
label, it
drop?
does notably
Yes.
say contains caramel and saffron color.
Oh,
So now there's a new wrinkle. There's a new wrinkle in the in that. So it is
Okay, so
produced and bottled in
Glasgow.
very precisely mainland Scotland.
No.
mainland Scotland.
So I have.
So we know it's not, so no. That does help answer my question. It's not an island Scotch or an Isle of Scotch.
I have the answer, legitimately. Drambuie, produced in Scotland by William Grant and Sons. They acquired it in 2014. The heritage is tied to the Isle of Skye, but production takes place at William and Grant blending and bottling facilities near Glasgow.
Yeah, we can move
it does-
whiskey from the Isle of Skye to
Right.
Glasgow. It doesn't evaporate. It's not like it's not.
It's not in the sea.
It's not on the Last Crusade where you move past the seal, the whole thing falls down.
Well, I thought it was a relevant
shall
question
pass.
when we've got 15-year-old whiskey. I was, I
It is.
thought it might be interesting to
it
know
might be a
what
relevant question that you answer to yourself when you edit it. Or I can answer it to you later.
either
It's
way.
funny because you're moving liqueur and then like spirit, and
Yeah.
this is definitely way more on the spirit side
Yeah.
than the liqueur
I think
side.
that this
Not less
is
sugar.
in the vein of the B&B. It's in the vein of the fancier Grand Marniers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because as you, to some extent, as you move up the, you have like the, they don't make it anymore, but you have like the yellow Grand Marnier, which is just the triple sec. Then you have the red, the rouge, which is this mix of brandy and triple sec. And then as you go up the range,
Cordon bleu.
it's a fancier brandy and typically a higher proportion of brandy to the orange liqueur. Not always, but typically.
Right.
And then you go into the centenary editions and stuff like that. So
It's almost like this one feels like it's
next year.
getting its sweetness from a different area. It feels like it's getting its sweetness in a slightly different area, like
Yeah.
with like the licorice notes.
this
that
is a
sort of
lot more
thing.
of this sort of hybrid spirit of a solid malt base
Yeah.
for 15 year, like the Johnny Walker Green label.
Even on the
and-
nose, it's much more whiskey.
And then
Yeah.
added to that is the liqueur.
Yeah.
Yes, excellent. Very nice.
You're talking about the rusty nail.
Yes.
This is what I imagine a rusty
This is
nail would,
almost
would
like
taste
a-
like.
Pre-mixed rusty now.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
little RTD rusty nail. Ready to
so-
go.
RTS.
We finish with something a bit lighter. With the Drambuie Hot Apple Toddy,
Oh, that's what's next.
8%.
Okay.
8%.
It's Drambuie and apple
So
juice.
is this a
Oh no.
pre-made
Yeah, it's
product
an RTS.
RTS?
You might want to heat
Ready
it up,
to
or you
serve.
can just drink it.
I'm scared. No nose.
Well, whiskey, honey, apple.
8% though, with
Yeah.
no little alcohol. You ain't gonna get much.
You know, it's interesting.
And this is old. This is probably about 10 years old.
Wow.
For 8%.
Wow.
It's lasted very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they don't make
No
the
off
same
flavors. It's
No.
definitely held.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you add some hot water from your kettle. Mm-hmm. Have a little toddy.
It's interesting. I just
Give
tasted
it
a
to your
whiskey
sick
in Virginia that's kind of made in the same way. It's not a whiskey
You were in
liqueur.
Virginia recently. Sorry.
Every once in a while they
Good
call
enough.
me in. But they proof it. They don't proof it down. They make a whiskey and then they fortify with apple juice. And it's kind of in a similar vein. But I think I didn't quite know how to feel about just a whiskey proofed down with apple juice because it seemed to be in between two things. But if it was a whiskey liqueur proofed down with apple juice, this makes complete sense. To me.
Yeah.
It's got a really nice level of sweetness still, like right at the end. It's almost like
Yeah.
granular sugar just at the back of your mouth.
It's a lovely example of, and I think it's a bit ahead of its time with its 8%, because I think that no and low that's sort of mooching around now.
I actually think if they re-released it now with a different name, under a bit of a different guise, it would probably
What,
be
instead
quite
of-
In a can where you pop it and
get
shot-
it
Shotgun it.
yeah.
No, come on.
Get it
but
cold.
yeah.
Get it really cold, and but don't call it hot toddy. You know, it's that
The
lends
problem
itself
with
to
hot
being
toddy
older.
is it limits you to a portion of the year. And really that portion of the year is
Winter.
late October to Christmas, maybe
Yeah.
New Year's.
Yeah.
Not even really January.
Yeah.
It's that portion. Whereas actually you could have that anytime. I mean, if you treated that as like a Pimm's, lemonade or soda or something, I think it would not be wrong.
I don't know how you do it in terms of the production process. But what
it's
you
difficult.
do, get one of these, those like hand warmer things. You like,
Right, yeah.
snap them in
I don't
half
think
and they
we-
like start to heat up.
Yeah.
Right? Have that as like a separate layer on top of a pouch. You just like crack it,
Like that
and then
Marty
it heats up in your hand. And you
You
drink
could totally do it though. They have that.
Mad genius. Yes.
The military has had this technology for a long time.
Right.
Anyways.
How much are you going to pay for one of those?
How much?
$4. Come on.
£7.50.
Oh!
I don't know. I mean, that thing can't be cheap. But,
Penny, yeah.
yeah. But the novelty, you crack, and then you got a warm apple.
Crack for the warmth.
I don't know. This is-
Crack for your warm apple.
Crack for the warmth, stay for the.
And then you'll have an indicator like when the mountains turn blue, it's cold.
Right.
When the apple turns red, it's warm.
Right. There you go. Or when, yeah.
So,
Something like that.
final thoughts and favourites.
Despite the minis, the slightly older bottling, I like the flavor a lot. It's a little bit hotter in the alcohol, but I like the flavors a bit more than the contemporary bottle.
Well, you probably get quite a lot of those if you've looked around.
Yeah.
Your yard
The
sales.
vintage was absolutely
Yeah.
Yep.
stunning.
It's the 15 for me.
Yeah.
I'm sat at the original still, and I actually think honourable mention to the hot toddy. It's fantastic. Really,
Yeah,
it's good.
yeah.
Freddie, take note. It's that too.
Bring it back.
I think the only weak offering here was the decanter, and I think
Yeah. Yeah.
Who knows where that came from? Or where?
Joe likes a sweet drink.
Who, what, where, when?
Just a little bit.
Who, what, where, why?
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
sharing.
to Steph and Freddie for their help.
Thank
with the
you.
slobs.
Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Freddie.
Yep. And everybody
Wine
else.
and such.
And thanks for tuning in to the Modern Bar Cart Podcast.